All right, let's talk with Tiffany from Knoxville, Tennessee. WRJZ is the station. Hello, Tiffany.
Hello.
Hi. How could we help you?
Well, first I'd like to say, how much that your show has helped me. And even though I wasn't really able to afford to donate much, I have called in and done that this week.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Credit cards before, so.
Thanks.
Thank you.
No problem. My question is, my fiance is an assistant pastor of a church.
Okay.
And last month I found things that he's having sexual integrity issues, I believe is the correct way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And he is anticipating going to the Everyman's Battle this next month.
Okay.
But my question is, being an assistant pastor, and he has put that position on hold where he's not teaching or preaching, but how long should he do that?
6 months.
6 months?
And I think you should not be his fiance for 6 months.
Well, the engagement is on hold.
Okay. That's good, because that says to him, you either take care of this or there's nothing here. So that's good. Right. That's motivation.
And you know what, Tiffany, I would suggest you consider is coming to the Women in the Battle.
Right.
In the spring.
I've bought the Every Heart Restored book, and I'm working through the work part.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. But you really need to kind of understand what he's struggling with, because it's not something that you can just get over in a few weeks, not even 6 months.
No.
I mean, it's going to be him really taking a look at how he's been hooked. I mean, what is he doing that when you say sexual integrity, what is that? What did you discover? What has he revealed?
Online pornography, chatting with women, talking with women.
Here's the best advice that I can give you, all right? You don't have to marry him, and you need to act like you may not.
That's been accomplished.
Okay, because...
Good for you. That's a hard thing.
It's a very hard position. A lot of women never get there.
Someone.
But that's where you need to be right now, is that I don't have to marry you, and there's a good chance I won't, because, as you know, that's pretty serious, chatting with other women while you're engaged. That's a big breach right there. Huge.
And which means it's not going to stop once you get married.
Right.
He may fool himself into thinking that it will.
I don't know if you know my story, Tiffany, but I was married to a pastor that struggled with sexual integrity. And it didn't stop after we got married. In fact, as I heard Jill say that, some of his friends, because I was unaware, some of his friends actually thought once he was married, it would go away.
That's the bifurcation myth, that you eat wedding cake, and the person you were before you ate wedding cake, totally different afterwards. That the character you didn't have, the sneaky stuff, it goes away, and it doesn't. It's just a myth.
And they think, well, once you start having sex,
right,
and you could have a real woman, then
I understand it's not about the sex. It's an emotional problem, and that's how they, whatever.
Well, it's an emotional problem, and it's an addiction. It actually changes brain chemistry. I mean, there's dopamine changes that are happening in his brain right now that are creating cravings for him to want more.
Speaking of dope, obviously the guy didn't know who he was dealing with if he's messing around on you, because the person I know, it's going to be trouble. He's lucky that he wasn't attacked in the middle of the night unknowingly by you and
by me.
Changed forever. So
changed forever.
I am not the same woman I was then.
Oh, so
I have really made some changes in the midst of it. But Tiffany, we're proud of you for making a stand, and I guess
not being a wimpy woman.
Yeah. And having a sense of value and worth. But as Steve has implored you to seriously take a look at this. And, the amazing things is these men, some of them are so charming and amazing and incredible, very talented, very gifted, godly guys. And yet they're hooked.
Now, he can absolutely love you and put all this off in this little compartment over here.
Yeah.
But he doesn't love you if he doesn't integrate that compartment into the rest of his life with consistency, authenticity, and integrity. So, doesn't mean he didn't love you, but now's the time for him to show you whether or not he does.
Right, and actions speak louder than words, and I'm hoping that every man's battle will truly help him, and but I'm a little just apprehensive. His pastor, I think, it went through something similar, and so they're already discussing, maybe you shouldn't sit down for that long. I'm afraid the longer you sit down, the more bitter you'll be, and I'm just like, whoa, you people need a reality check here.
Good for you, Tiffany.
Yeah. By the way, you know that saying, actions speak louder than words? Just stop it with actions speak.
Right.
Period. Words are meaningless in this situation. It's just watching what he does. And already he should be going to a support group, is he?
He is he's seeing a psychologist, psychiatrist, although those weeks that he's not going in between, there seems to be an issue with finding, getting the correct appointments on time. They put him on medication. He was in an outpatient program.
Okay, say this to him. Say this to him. Hey, if you're really serious about this issue and winning back my heart, this week you're going to go to a couple of meetings. You find the meetings. You find the support group. Maybe it's Celebrate Recovery. Maybe it's Sex Addicts Anonymous. But I'm going to sit here, and on Saturday, I'm going to ask you a question. Did you go to a meeting or not? And if you didn't go to 2 meetings, I think that says everything about our future. I mean,
he's in a situation right now with his job where he's working 70 hours a week, so it's not even feasible.
It is feasible. Totally
Tiffany,
feasible.
There are these groups morning, afternoon, and night.
On the
And you know what? He's
On
already
the weekends.
using excuses. There are no excuses in
no
recovery.
excuses. I mean, think about it. This is your life here. And if he's not willing to find a way to get to 1 or 2 meetings a week, no matter how many hours, it is more valuable that he leave work after his 70th hour and go to a meeting than he go home and get sleep. That's the
why
attitude.
is he working
you have
70 hours in the first place?
Why is he working 70 hours?
They're just doing overtime. He works in a manufacturing plant.
Okay.
So he's
Just
working at a
started doing
manufacturing plant and ministry. He's kind of doing both.
Yeah, he's not paid to do the assistant pastor.
Well, he
Okay.
may have to say to the plant, I have to work 10 hours less a week now. Because I think,
it's his
Tiffany,
life
you're
or a little
worth
extra
it.
money.
You're worth it. But, already I've got some doubts here. He's not going to meetings. He's using excuses.
He's being a workaholic.
He's kind of gotten you on his side on the not feasible thing. And it's totally, he should go, listen, this is temporary, but he should go to a meeting rather than go to church if he can't, find time any other time.
Right.
I'm not saying the meeting should replace church. I'm
No,
just
but
saying.
for a period,
feasible.
but for a period of time when you are struggling, you have to immerse yourself in healing.
It's like if he
Yeah.
had a kidney
Yeah.
problem, it would probably be more important if the only time he could get dialysis was during church. It'd probably be better to go get dialysis than go to church because, you can watch church on television or what, and he'll go back to church again if he's truly recovering. So we have concerns, but I like your attitude. Just be a little more specific with them, and I think you'll be in good shape, okay?
And
Okay, all right.
Tiffany, one more thing. Will you just consider getting help for you?
Yeah.
I want you to walk in with your eyes wide open.
Right.
Women in the battle, we opened it up so it's not just wives, it's women.
Women.
If you have been attracted to a man who is a sex addict, we have to kind of take a look and say, what is
Why?
it about me
Right.
that I got attracted to him, that I got hooked? And many times there's kind of some unconscious, there's things, intensity. We trade intensity for intimacy. And, we're drawn to that intensity of an addict. We don't even know what it is.
As
but
well
it's
as the distance in the intimacy.
True. Absolutely. Can you
Right.
say a little bit more about that?
Right. I think that people kind of pair up with what they struggle with. And you may not struggle with sexual addiction, but we all have a certain degree of intimacy issues. And so the distance that a sex addict keeps from true intimacy is often mirrored in the partner, where that feels comfortable. So it's a comfortable, familiar distance that you go into. And so that's the part you have to look at in you. What are you afraid of?
Yep.
I'm going to send you Walking into Walls. I hope you like it. It's the new book. I think it's going to help you, and we'll get that out to you there.